Well, good morning. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. And of course this video might be coming up in a couple of months, so anyway, it's getting pretty chilly around here in Georgia now, and I've been trying to keep the shop warm and all this, and I'm just really having a hard time at it. But I'm going to show you my wood heater that I've been using out here for 10-15 years maybe. But anyway, and I'm going to tell you some of the things I don't like about it. And then after that, we're going to go out here and we're going to start building a new heater for the shop, and hopefully it'll keep this place a little bit warmer. My shop is just an old, just one of the prefabricated storage buildings, so you know they didn't really have heating and cooling in mind when they built it. So, but anyway, let's look at my wood stove, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to build a new one. All right. Let me introduce you to the Cookie Monster. So it's an antique potbelly stove. I really like it. I got it. Actually, my brother found it, and he got it, and we both just kind of fell in love with it. Thought it'd be something neat out here in the shop, and it really is. It's just not, it just don't warm the shop very well. And the main reason is because it doesn't have a blower on it. This is my blower right here. It just kind of blows across the stove pipe and kind of blows some of the hot air over to the other side of the shop. But it's just very inefficient, and it doesn't warm the shop very well. It gets extremely hot over here, almost uncomfortable if I'm running my saw. But if I'm over at my workbench working, it's 20-degree difference, and we're gonna remedy that today. And I'm hoping that my new heater will fit in this same space and warm the shop a lot better. So anyway, let's look at the material that I have. This video will probably be a couple parts long, but this is the material I have. I've got this big piece of sheet. It's 3/16 sheet steel that's left over from when I built my smoker. And I've got these pipes here, which came off my kid's trampoline, and this is going to be my heat exchanger. So hopefully I can use a blower, which I have ordered now and should be here in about a week or so. But I've got a blower coming that'll blow hot air through these tubes and out into my shop. So but anyway, yeah, let's get started. That's most of my materials. I think I'll probably still need some other stuff, but we're going to get started right now. We're going to start cutting this sheet into parts for a stove. Okay, now I'm trying to keep this simple. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna, out of this plate, or out of this sheet here, I'm just gonna cut the parts for a cube, a 20-inch cube. So all 6 sides will be 20 by 20. The front here, the door, will open to about here, and I don't know exactly what that'll be yet. But the airflow and all will be controlled through the door. This will be the door here. And up at the top, I'm going to have all these holes here where my pipes where my pipes will run all the way through the heater and come out the back. Okay, 6-inch stovepipe on top. So I don't know if I'll have to buy a flange, but or I may be able to make one if my little roller can roll that. I don't know if it will or not. But on the back side, there'll be an extra chamber here, kind of like so, and it'll be a separate chamber completely from the back. The back will be sealed off at 20 inches, and then there'll be another maybe 2-inch or maybe 3-inch wide addition onto the back, and this will just be a dead space here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount my blower on the bottom of that. The blower will blow up through this empty channel here and through all of these pipes, which have hopefully got really hot inside this burn chamber, and blow warm air out into the shop. Now, I've seen people on YouTube doing this. It's not my idea, but I really like it because you can attach a blower to it. You can blow air into the shop without actually blowing air out of the firebox, which is, you know, not a good thing. So, but anyway, this is kind of what I'm looking at. And I believe I have everything I need right here at the house, just in scrap. So, I'm about ready to get this thing started. I'm set up on sawhorses. I'm just getting out my plasma cutter and all. Start trying to cut these square pieces, and let's see what we can get. Okay, we're just trying to get this steel cut down, and what I'm doing, I'm going to cut 3 20-inch sections, and then I'm going to come back and cut those sections into 20-inch sections, and that'll give me 6 sides. If you see that cut right there, I didn't have a ground on it, so it didn't cut real good. I spent an hour trying to search down that problem. I've replaced all my consumables and everything. Didn't see that one coming.
That'll make for a good blooper.
Alright, so that's 2 down, 1 more to go. Yep, got my son out here doing some plasma cutting for me. So, alright. Did you have a good Christmas? It looks like you did. I like that shirt. Alright, let me see if I can get you on this camera. Can't really see through the...
No way.
Now watch your foot when that end falls off, because it could fall off.
Yeah.
If you make a good cut, it will fall off, but...
Yeah, maybe I'll make a good cut this time, you know?
Yeah. Alright. It's all yours. Real slow. Speed up a little bit. You can speed up just a little bit. Yeah, that's a good cut.
So close.
You was going way too slow. See how this bent up right here?
Yeah.
Because you're putting too much heat in.
And I skipped right there. But
yeah. Well,
practice makes perfect.
And you got a fire under there. Yeah, we'll have to watch that.
It's alright, we can just make some s'mores while we're cutting.
Well, I got... What you doing there?
Knocking off the edges.
cleaning the dross. Knocking the dross off the edges. Alright. We're going to clean some of the dross off here. And kind of clean this steel up, get it ready to start welding it together. And David's doing a pretty good job. So I'm going to let him continue on. Yeah, my son's learning how to, a little bit anyway, about how to do a little bit of metal work. So yeah, what he's cutting now is going to be the supports that go inside the firebox to hold the grate that's going to have the firewood on top of it. So that'll give me an airspace below the wood, below what's burning. And I'll put an ashtray in below that. So we're good to go here. Getting this ready, getting this prepped for the angle iron to be welded on.
Good feeling about this weld.
All right. Sweet. Okay, go ahead and do the other side while I got my eyes covered.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I think I'm ready. All right, let's see how you did. Hey, that don't look too bad at all for a first try out. Good job. Looks pretty good. All right, let's get the other piece up here.
I think that's the best one so far.
Yeah, that looks good. Okay.
All right. Next side.
Okay, you just go right ahead. All right, and look at the welds and make sure, do they look good?
I got to touch up on this side.
Okay. Just don't dump too much heat. Okay, you good?
Yeah.
All right, we're just getting ready to start welding the box together, and my son's at the go position. We're just going to start tacking this together. So, all right, take off. All right, good. All right, a couple more tacks. Good. Those are long tacks. You don't really have to go quite that long.
All right.
But, I mean, that's good. But.
You ready?
Yep. All right.
Ready?
Yep, take off. All right, let's see how. Oh man, look at that. That's awesome. Remember to start over here, melt in to your tack. Melt into your tack first, right, and then proceed on. All right, so all right, go ahead and do the other ones. These down. Same deal. You use your little E's or your little circles.
All right.
And go about 1 inch.
Ready?
Yep. All right, let's see how that looks. That looks really nice, son. Looks really good. All right, well, we're gonna have to stop there. About out of gas. I'm gonna get some more gas and gotta get fed. All right, well, got everything welded up on this square cube firebox thing. Got my son back with me. He wasn't here yesterday, so I did all the welds, so they're not as pretty. Sorry about that, but it should hold fire. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're getting ready to cut out the door, and this is going to be the door here. and the tubes will run through the top. And this is just kind of a representation. It's not anything measured out. So we're going to get started cutting on this door. We've got to get it cut out, got to get hinges made for it, and get it trimmed all the way around. So we're going to get started on that now. Are you ready?
Always ready.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get the plasma torch, and we're going to try to cut this with a plasma torch. May be able to, I'm not sure about the very bottom cut. May have to do that with an angle grinder, but we're gonna work on all this at one time. All right. For my hinges, I'm going to be using this 1/2-inch tube, and it's got a 3/8 ID and a 3/8 rod, just or Home Depot steel. But you see, it's got a burr on the inside, runs all the way down. It's the weld, and so they don't go in really easy. So what I'm going to do is run my drill down through it. Got a 3/8 bit. I'm going to run my drill down through it. And just make sure that's cleaned out good. Now this, as long as there's not a burr on the end of this, it should actually go in fairly easily. Oh yeah, plenty good enough. All right, now we can make us some hinges. All right, we're just getting, we've got this piece of 1-inch bar. It's an 1/8 thick, and we're getting ready, kind of prepping it to go around the door. And that's what David's up to right now. We're just knocking the rust off of it.
Ready?
Now you're gonna have to, there you go, raise it up. All right, now go. All right, did it go to that corner?
Did I go a little too far?
Hold on. No, it looks good. There we go. And then you just pull it on out. Nice job. Now we'll just clean that up, and we'll get this trim stuff around and get it right back in place with some hinges. And then we'll have us a door. What do you think? Well, unfortunately, my son had to leave, so he has to work. He's not retired yet. But anyway, I'm starting to lay out the front door on this thing. Now, I'm going to be opening this thing to the left. It's going to be opening. Hinges will be on this side here because of the location that it is in my shop. If I open the door this way, it's going to take up a lot of space, and that's also where I'm going to be. So anyway, the door is going to open on this side. So hinges will be here. Hinges will be on this side. You know, something like that. And the door handle will be over here somewhere. All right, and I'm going to be using this spring handle here. It's my last one that's left over from my smoker build. I got these on eBay. They're really good. I think they were like $5 a piece. But anyway, if you're looking for them, just do a search on eBay for 5-inch spring handles. Okay, but I'm going to be coming around this door with my bar stock. It's going to go around the door just like this, all the way around. And this is going to be my damper system right here, or the air intake anyway. These, I'm going to have 2 sliders that go in and out, just like that. They'll be 4 3/8, and this is 2 inches tall. It's about 8.5 inches long. That gives me about 17 or 18 square inches here of open space when it's wide open. Okay, so anyway, this is the plan. And these bars will go all the way around, just like this, all the way around the outside of the door. And then there'll be another bar here, and I'm going to cut some of the 3/16 to make my damper doors. Alright, let's see if we can do this now. Alright. Alright, these are my damper doors. Let me make sure I didn't move anything. It's good. Right. Let's see how. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some grinding, but we'll see how this kindly fits. All right. That's how they'll come together. Just about to get started tacking this thing down. I'm gonna go all the way around this thing. I've already cleaned everything up. I've got clean places for my stitch welds. I've already cleaned up these two little coupons that are going to cover this. So yeah, just fixing to get her going. Go ahead and hit this. Now, what I've done for this piece, this is what's gonna go here. It's gonna be the track that these can slide on, hopefully. If everything, well, let me get my finger in there. These can slide just like this. And I'll have more grinding and cleaning up to do to make them really work good. But what I've done, I don't want any welds in here that are gonna stop that. So I'm gonna weld this from up underneath. And I've welded a bevel here. So once I weld it, I've grinded a bevel right there. So when I come back, I can cut this down perfectly square with a cutoff disc, and that way the door will still close good. So, all right. And having to move it down, it kind of messed me up on my measurements right here a little bit. I've got a little extra down here and down here, and I'll draw a line down through there, and I'll just cut that off with an angle grinder once I'm done. and that'll have this door in pretty good shape. Oh, what the fuck? I have to grind on this in a little bit, but that's how that's going to work, just like that. And I'll put me a little track, cap that off, you know, kind of like that, so they can't fall out, and let her go. All right, well, it looks like my dampers are going to work just fine. So, hey, starting to come together. Now, I get to start working on the hinges. Actually decided to go with barrel hinges. I just made these up. It's the same rod. It's a 3/8 rod, a 1/2 inch tube, 2 of those. Right, and the 3/8 rod just goes right through there, and then that'll get welded on there just like that. I'll weld the bottom one to the box, and I'll weld the top one onto the door, and that should allow me to open the door just fine, and I think it'll look better myself. So that's what I'm going to do. Just got to get everything kind of prepped for it. The thing you got to really be careful with here is that you don't blow through the tube and end up welding the tube to your rod. So I've got to be really careful there doing that. Well, so far so good. Let's see if it'll even open. Hopefully I got good tacks in there. Oh baby! Yeah! And I'm gonna pull down this way, simulating weight. Oh yeah, closes perfect. Yes sir. I'll tack this rod down here at the bottom so it can't come out, so it can't fall out, and I'll leave the top alone. So let me go ahead and do that. That way my rods don't fall out and the door try to fall off. That'll also make this door removable. Alright, well, I just divided the distance between these two bars to get my center point right there, and I came out about 3/4 of an inch, and that's where I'm drilling a 3/8 hole for my rod. We'll see how that goes. I've already drilled a pallet. Alright, yeah, so the rod goes in there just fine. So now I'm going to cut me a little piece of tube, probably about 1 inch long, and I'll weld it right here on the top. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, well now I've got my handle rod right here, and I just cut it a little bit longer than what I know I'll need. And now I'm going to weld on this piece here at just below 90 degrees. So hopefully it'll work. I really don't know yet, but we'll find out. Just less than 90. Alright, we'll see how that looks. When I get that, then I'm gonna... Yep. Alright, that's where it needs to be. That should pull that door in nice and tight, hold it really good and tight. So I'm going to go ahead and finish welding that, and then I'm going to go around to the back side and try to put this door back on. Okay, what I've done is I've run my tube up through there, or my rod. Let me get this pulled out. All right, that's 90 degrees. Turn it this way 90 degrees. Okay. All right, there's 90 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold a little bit of pressure up on this thing, just a little bit. I'm going to try to tack that. I'm going to try to tack that washer on there, keeping this thing tight. Door's down good and tight right now. So, and if the door gets loose, I can always tap it with a hammer, fix it. The biggest trick here is not to weld onto the tube. Let's see how it goes. It should be able to, yep. Okay, I didn't weld it to the tube. Okay, very good. Now I'll finish tacking this all the way around. Just looking me dead in the face. Alright, so that's 90 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to bend it. But while it's closed and locked, I want this pointed down. So I'm going to bend it that way. And I'm going to get my, let's give it a try. There we go. So come out, should open, go this way, straight down, it's locked. Okay, nice. Alright, just getting ready to weld on the little handles, and I just used a 3/8 bar, what I had already bent for the for the hinges before I changed my mind, and yeah, I just shortened them up, and I'm just going to weld them down. See if I can get a tack in here. Okay, that one looks good. And I think I welded part of it to the... There it went. Nice dampers. This should close off pretty good and tight. I should be able to shut the airflow off in this thing pretty good. All right. Yes, sir. Well, let's go and about do it for this one. Rain's fixing to be coming in. The next one, I'm going to be putting in the heat exchanger and the flange, getting everything cleaned up and painted. All right. Sounds good. Y'all have a happy new year.